Daniel Okafor was one of the youngest and most successful CEOs in Lagos. His mansion was large, beautiful, and filled with luxury. Yet, despite all the wealth surrounding him, Daniel's life felt empty. Every morning he woke up, went to work, attended meetings, and returned home to silence. Love was the one thing money had never given him. One afternoon, his house manager brought in a new maid. Her name was Amara. She was simple, soft-spoken, and carried herself with humility. She came from a small village after losing her mother. The only thing her mother left her was an old necklace she always wore around her neck.
Good morning,
From the
sir.
moment Amara stepped into the house, something
Thank you,
about her
sir.
felt different. Unlike the other workers who moved nervously around Daniel, Amara spoke politely but confidently. One morning, Daniel entered the kitchen and saw Amara singing softly while cooking. Her voice was beautiful. Daniel stood at the door quietly listening. When she turned and saw him, she became nervous. "Good morning, sir." Daniel smiled. "Good morning, Amara." It was the first time he had said her name. Days passed, and Daniel began to find excuses to come into the kitchen more often. Sometimes he asked for coffee he didn't even want. Sometimes he just wanted to hear her voice. Their conversation slowly grew longer. Amara made Daniel laugh in ways no one had ever done before. But someone else had started noticing this growing closeness. Daniel's glamorous girlfriend, Vanessa. Vanessa was beautiful, proud, and extremely possessive. She had already imagined herself becoming Mrs. Okafor. One evening, she arrived unexpectedly at the mansion. She walked into the garden and saw Daniel and Amara laughing together. The smile on Vanessa's face disappeared. Something dangerous had begun. And Vanessa was not the kind of woman who accepted competition. Vanessa's jealousy grew stronger every day. She began insulting Amara, giving her the hardest work and accusing her of trying to seduce Daniel. But Amara never fought back. Her kindness only made Daniel admire her even more. One night during a heavy rainstorm, the electricity in the mansion went off. Amara sat quietly in the dark kitchen. Daniel walked in holding a candle. The soft candlelight filled the room. For the first time, Daniel spoke from his heart. "Amara, do you know why I keep coming here?" She shook her head. "Because when I'm with you, I feel peace." Amara's heart began to beat faster. "Sir, please don't say things like that." Daniel stepped closer. "I'm not saying it as your boss. I'm saying it as a man who is falling in love with you." Before she could respond, Vanessa appeared at the door. The anger in her eyes was terrifying. "You shameless girl!" After the painful night, Vanessa threw Amara out of the mansion. The once peaceful house became cold and silent again. Daniel returned from work that evening expecting to hear Amara's soft singing in the kitchen. But the house felt strange. The workers were quiet and avoided his eyes. "Where is Amara?" Daniel asked the house manager. The man hesitated. "Sir, Madam Vanessa said she stole jewelry, so she ordered the guards to send her away." Daniel's face changed immediately. "What?" he shouted. His voice echoed through the mansion. Vanessa walked down the staircase slowly, pretending to be calm. "Daniel, relax," she said. "I protected your house from a thief." Daniel stared at her with disbelief. "You threw her out without asking me." Vanessa crossed her arms. "She is just a maid." Daniel's eyes hardened. "No, Vanessa, she is not just a maid." For the first time since their relationship began, Vanessa saw a side of Daniel she had never seen before. Anger, pure anger. Without another word, Daniel grabbed his car keys and drove out into the night. The search for 3 days, Daniel searched everywhere in Lagos. He visited bus parks, markets, small restaurants, and even the poor neighborhoods where many housemaids lived. But Amara was nowhere to be found. Daniel could not sleep. He could not eat. His mind kept replaying the memory of her smile. Finally, on the fourth day, while driving through a small roadside market, he saw something that made his heart stop. Amara. She was standing beside a small food stall, serving customers with tired eyes, but the same gentle smile. Daniel quickly parked his car and walked toward her. Amara. She turned slowly.
This is a beautiful moment.
When she saw Daniel standing there,
Your
she
smile is
froze.
everything.
Sir. Her eyes immediately filled with tears. Daniel felt pain in his chest, seeing how thin and exhausted she looked. I have been looking for you everywhere, he said softly. Amara looked down. I didn't want to cause trouble in your house, she replied quietly. Daniel shook his head. You didn't cause the trouble. They stood in silence for a moment. Then Daniel said the words he had been holding in his heart. Come back with me. Amara quickly shook her head. No, sir, I cannot. Why? Because people like me don't belong in your world. Daniel stepped closer. My world is empty without you. Amara's heart trembled, but before she could respond, a loud voice interrupted them. Well, look who we have here. Both of them turned. Vanessa. She stepped out of a black car, wearing expensive sunglasses and a proud smile. Her eyes moved slowly from Daniel to Amara. So this is where the great Daniel Okafor has been hiding. Daniel frowned. What are you doing here? Vanessa laughed softly. Oh, Daniel, I came to tell you the truth about your little maid. Amara looked confused.
Explain yourself. I don't know what that is.
Daniel
Let's all
asked.
calm down.
This is serious.
Vanessa removed an envelope
What
from
is
her
this?
handbag.
Explain yourself. I don't
For
know
days
what that
I
is.
investigated her,
Let's all calm
she
down.
said
This is
coldly.
serious.
And what I discovered is very interesting. She turned to Amara. Tell me, little maid, where did you get that necklace? Amara instinctively touched the necklace around her neck. My mother gave it to me. Vanessa smirked. Yes, your mother. She pulled out some documents and handed them to Daniel. Daniel looked at the papers carefully. His eyes widened. This can't be true, he whispered. Amara looked worried. What is it? Vanessa smiled proudly. That necklace carries the symbol of Chief Ezeani, one of the richest men in Nigeria who died many years ago. Amara's heart began to race. Daniel looked back at Amara. According to these documents, Chief Ezeani had a daughter who disappeared when she was a child. Vanessa's smile grew wider, and the DNA records match. The world seemed to stop around them. Amara stared at them in shock. You mean? Vanessa finished the sentence. You are not just a poor maid. You are the lost daughter of a billionaire. Amara felt dizzy. Her mother had always avoided questions about her past. Could it be true? Daniel gently held her shoulders. Amara, we need to verify this. Vanessa laughed. Oh, it has already been verified. Just then, a luxury car pulled up beside them. A man in a suit stepped out. He was a lawyer. Good afternoon, the man said respectfully. My name is Barrister Okoye. I represent the late Chief Ezeani's estate. He looked directly at Amara. Miss, we have been searching for you for years. Amara's legs felt weak. I don't understand. The lawyer smiled kindly. The necklace you wear contains the family crest. It is proof that you are the rightful heir to Chief Ezeani's fortune. Daniel looked at Amara. Her eyes were filled with confusion and tears. Vanessa folded her arms, expecting Daniel to suddenly become interested in Amara because of money. But Daniel did something she never expected. He turned to Amara, took her hand gently, and said, Whether you are rich or poor, it doesn't matter to me. I loved you when you were just the girl in my kitchen. Vanessa's face slowly lost its confident smile. because for the first time she realized something terrifying. Daniel's love for Amara was real, and nothing, not wealth, not status, not jealousy, could stop it. But Vanessa was not ready to lose yet. As she got back into her car, she whispered to herself, "If I cannot have Daniel, no one will." And with that dark thought in her heart, she drove away, already planning her next dangerous move. The news that Amara was the lost daughter of the billionaire chief Ezeani spread quickly among the lawyer's team. But while everyone else was shocked and excited, Amara felt confused and overwhelmed. Just a few weeks ago, she was a poor village girl working as a housemaid. Now suddenly she was being told she owned a fortune bigger than she could imagine. She sat quietly in Daniel's car, staring at the necklace her mother had given her. "My mother never told me," she whispered.
It really is.
Your smile.
Daniel gently held her hand. "Maybe she was protecting you,"
It
he said
really
softly.
is.
Your smile is
"Sometimes secrets are kept out of love." Amara looked at him with emotional eyes. "Daniel, if all of this is true, everything will change." Daniel smiled warmly. "Some things will never change." "What things?" He looked directly into her eyes. "My love for you." Amara felt tears run down her cheeks. For the first time since losing her mother, she felt safe again. But not everyone was happy about this new discovery. Across the city, Vanessa sat alone in her expensive apartment. The news had reached her too. Instead of feeling satisfied, she felt something darker growing inside her heart. Jealousy, rage. "How can that girl take everything from me?" she muttered. She slammed a glass on the table. First, Daniel had chosen Amara over her. Now the same girl had suddenly become richer than both of them. Vanessa could not accept it. "If Daniel cannot be mine," she whispered coldly, "then he will belong to no one." That night, she made a dangerous phone call to two men known for doing dirty work. A terrible plan had begun. The new life. Meanwhile, Amara was taken to the lawyer's office where the truth about her past was finally revealed. Years ago, Chief Ezeani's enemies had tried to destroy his family. To protect his only daughter, Amara's mother secretly ran away with her and raised her in a small village under a new identity. After Chief Ezeani died, the family lawyer spent years searching for the missing daughter. Now the search was finally over. "You are the rightful owner of everything your father left behind," the lawyer explained. But Amara shook her head slowly. "I never wanted riches," she said quietly. Daniel squeezed her hand. "And that is exactly why you deserve it." Weeks passed as Amara slowly adjusted to her new life. But despite the wealth and luxury now surrounding her, she remained the same humble and kind woman Daniel had fallen in love with. One evening, Daniel invited her to the same garden where they once laughed together. Soft lights decorated the trees. Amara looked around in surprise. "What is all this?" she asked. Daniel walked toward her with a small box in his hand. "Amara," he said softly, "the day you entered my house as a maid, I didn't know my life was about to change." He knelt down. "I don't care about money, titles, or status. The only thing I know is that my heart belongs to you." He opened the box. Inside was a beautiful ring. "Will you marry me?" Amara covered her mouth in shock as tears filled her eyes. "Yes," she whispered. Daniel placed the ring on her finger and hugged her tightly. It felt like the beginning of their happiest chapter. But fate had one last test waiting for them. The kidnapping. 2 nights before their wedding, Amara left the house to visit a charity home she had recently started supporting. As she stepped out of her car, 2 masked men suddenly grabbed her. Before she could scream, they forced her into a van and drove away. Hours later, Daniel received a terrifying phone call. "If you want to see Amara alive again," the voice said, bring $10 million. Daniel's heart nearly stopped. "Who are you?" he shouted. But the call ended. Desperate and terrified, Daniel began searching for clues. Then the truth finally appeared. Vanessa. She was behind everything. Daniel confronted her immediately. "Where is Amara?"
What did you just say?
he demanded.
He's leaving tonight.
Vanessa looked at him
What? I
with a
can't believe
strange
this.
smile.
You choose her over me?
"You chose her
Now you will
over
feel
me,"
the pain I
she said
feel.
calmly. "So now you will feel the pain I
You choose
felt."
her over me? Now you will
Daniel's
feel the pain
anger
I
exploded.
feel.
"If anything happens to her..." Vanessa laughed. "You should have chosen the right woman." But Vanessa underestimated one thing: Daniel's determination. Using his connections and the help of the police, Daniel finally located the warehouse where Amara was being held. That night, he arrived with officers and stormed the building. The kidnappers tried to escape, but they were quickly arrested. Daniel ran inside and found Amara tied to a chair. Her eyes filled with tears when she saw him. "Daniel." He rushed forward and untied her. "I'm here," he said, holding her tightly. "You're safe now." Vanessa was arrested that same night for kidnapping and conspiracy. As the police took her away, she stared at Amara with defeated eyes. Her jealousy had destroyed her own life. The happy ending. 1 month later, the city gathered for one of the most beautiful weddings Lagos had ever seen. The mansion that once felt empty was now filled with laughter, music, and celebration. Amara walked down the aisle wearing a stunning white gown. Daniel watched her with pure admiration. The same girl who once served food in his kitchen was now the queen of his heart. When the priest finally said, "You may kiss the bride," Daniel smiled and gently kissed Amara. The crowd erupted with joy and applause. And in that moment, Daniel realized something powerful. Love does not care about status. Love does not care about wealth. Sometimes the greatest love story begins in the most unexpected place, like a boss who found the love of his life in the heart of a simple housemaid. And together, they lived happily, building a life not just of wealth, but of kindness, loyalty, and true love. The end.